Steve Harvey adjusted his forest green suit jacket and straightened his matching tie, completely unaware that in exactly 17 minutes, a hero with a walking boot would limp onto his stage and change everything.
The decorated soldier had been watching from a hidden room since dawn, fighting back tears as he observed his family through monitors, waiting for the perfect moment to reveal that Olivia Wilson's prayers had been answered in ways she never imagined possible. It was Friday, January 22nd, 2021, at the Family Feud studio in Atlanta. The show was taping a special series honoring military families, and Steve's green suit had become something of a good luck charm for these emotional episodes. The Wilson family from Columbus, Georgia, was competing against the Davis family from North Carolina, both with deep military connections that made this particular taping even more meaningful. The Wilson family lineup consisted of Olivia Wilson, a 37-year-old elementary school teacher, her brother Mike Patterson, her sister-in-law Beth Wilson, and Liam's parents, Robert and Carol Wilson. They stood at their positions with the unique mixture of excitement and underlying sadness that Steve had come to recognize in military families, the ability to smile and laugh while carrying the weight of constant worry. During the commercial break, Steve had approached the families as was his custom. He'd been immediately drawn to Olivia's quiet strength, the way she kept touching a small photo tucked into her pocket. "Tell me about your family's military connection," Steve had asked, though he already knew from the pre-interviews. Sometimes hearing it in person revealed more than any questionnaire could capture. Olivia's hand had gone instinctively to the photo. "My husband, Liam, Sergeant First Class, Liam Wilson. He's deployed to Afghanistan with the 1st Security Force Assistance Brigade at Kandahar Airfield." "How long has he been gone?" Steve asked gently, noting the way her voice caught slightly on her husband's rank. 9 months, Olivia replied. "He left in April of 2020. Was supposed to be home by Christmas, but..." She shrugged, the gesture speaking volumes about the unpredictability of military life. Beth, Liam's younger sister, stepped closer. They extended the deployment. "The mission to train Afghan forces is critical right now. He won't be home until at least April." "That's a long time," Steve observed. "You have children?" Olivia's face transformed with a bittersweet smile. "Emma's 8 and Tyler is 11. They're watching from home with my neighbor, Tyler especially. He's trying so hard to be the man of the house. It breaks my heart." Robert Wilson, Liam's father, a Vietnam veteran himself, added gruffly, "Boy's doing his daddy proud, but 11 is too young to carry that weight." "Tell me about Liam," Steve prompted. "What kind of soldier is he?" "The best kind," Carol Wilson said firmly. "The kind who puts everyone else first. Always has, since he was little. That's why he's in the Security Force Assistance Brigade, SIA, training Afghan soldiers to defend their own country." 16 years of service, Robert added with evident pride. 4 deployments. This one's been the hardest on the family, though. "Why's that?" Steve asked, though he could guess. "The kids are older now," Olivia explained. "They understand more. Emma still thinks Daddy's just at work, far away. But Tyler watches the news. He knows Afghanistan is dangerous. He asked me last week what happens if..." She couldn't finish the sentence. Mike Patterson, Olivia's brother, put his arm around her. "Liam's smart and careful. He's going to come home." "He better," Olivia said with forced lightness. "We have our 15th anniversary coming up in March. He promised me a proper celebration when he gets back." As the show resumed, Steve couldn't shake the image of Olivia touching that photo like a talisman. The Wilson family was performing well, their teamwork evident despite the underlying tension that seemed to follow military families like a shadow. "All right, Wilson family," Steve announced after they won their second round. "You're doing fantastic up here. Olivia, you're our team captain today?" "Yes, Mr. Harvey," Olivia smiled. "Liam always says I'm the general at home anyway." The audience laughed warmly. Steve continued with the game, but he kept noticing small things. How Robert's jaw tightened whenever Afghanistan was mentioned. How Carol kept glancing at Olivia with maternal concern. How Beth seemed to be the family cheerleader, keeping everyone's spirits up. They were in the 3rd round when the question came up. Name something a military spouse does while their partner is deployed. Olivia hit the buzzer immediately. Sleeps with their phone, she said. Steve felt the truth of that answer. Sleeps with their phone in case they call. The board revealed it as the number 2 answer. But Steve noticed Olivia's hand shaking slightly as she returned to her position. That's every night, she said quietly. Phone on the pillow next to me. Ringer on full volume. Just in case. When's the last time you talked to him? Steve asked. 18 days ago, Olivia said immediately. January 4th. Quick call. Maybe 12 minutes. He sounded tired, but said everything was fine. 18 days is a long time, Steve observed. There was an incident at the base, Mike explained carefully. Communications blackout. It happens. We just wait. Carol Wilson added, the not knowing is the hardest part. Every military family knows that silence. The game continued, and the Wilson family made it to the final round. They were playing for $20,000, and Steve could see they were determined to win. Olivia, Steve said, if you win today, what's the money for? Honestly, Olivia laughed, but it was tinged with exhaustion. Everything. The car needs repairs. Tyler needs braces. Emma wants to take dance lessons. And I want to save some for when Liam comes home. Maybe take a real vacation. Somewhere quiet where he doesn't have to be Sergeant First Class Wilson, where he can just be dad and husband. That sounds perfect, Steve said. All right, let's win you that money. Fast money time. As they set up for fast money, Steve noticed unusual movement in his peripheral vision. His producer, Marcus Freeman, was standing at the edge of the stage with 2 other men. One in military dress uniform, and another in what looked like a doctor's coat. This was highly unusual. Freeman never interrupted tapings unless... Steve's heart began to race, but he kept his professional composure. He'd learned to read Freeman's expressions over the years, and this one was barely contained excitement mixed with emotion. All right, Wilson family, Steve announced. You've made it to fast money. Olivia, who's playing with you? My brother Mike, Olivia said. He's been my rock through this deployment. Beautiful. Mike, I need you to head backstage where you can't hear Olivia's answers. As Mike left the stage, Steve caught Freeman's eye. His producer held up 5 fingers. 5 minutes. Whatever was happening would happen in 5 minutes. Okay, Olivia, Steve said, positioning himself at the fast money podium. 20 seconds on the clock. Here we go. Name something military families pray for. Safe return. Olivia answered immediately, her voice thick with emotion. Name a sound that makes military spouses nervous. Doorbell, Olivia whispered. Every military family member in the audience understood. Unexpected doorbells could mean notification officers. Number of months that feel like years. 9, Olivia said, her voice cracking. Name something kids ask deployed parents on video calls. When are you coming home? Olivia was crying now. Name something worth waiting for. My soldier, Olivia said firmly. My Liam. The buzzer sounded, and the audience erupted in supportive applause. Steve handed Olivia a handkerchief. Noticing Freeman was now standing with the uniformed officer directly behind the family's position. You did beautifully, sweetheart, Steve said. Let's get Mike back out here. Mike returned, and they played through his answers. The family scored well, accumulating 182 points. They needed just 18 more to win $20,000. It was at that moment that Freeman stepped partially into view and nodded to Steve. It was time. Hold on 1 second, folks, Steve said, his voice carrying a different quality that made everyone pay attention. We have something special happening. Olivia, I need to tell you something. Olivia's face immediately showed concern. Is everything okay? Is it about Liam? Yes. It's about Liam, Steve said carefully. But first, I need you to know that he's okay. He's more than okay. I don't understand. Olivia's voice was shaky. What do you mean? Steve took a deep breath. 3 weeks ago, your husband was involved in an incident at Kandahar Airfield. Olivia's legs nearly gave out. Mike caught her arm. "Oh, God. You said he's okay? He's okay?" "He's okay," Steve assured her quickly. On January 2nd, there was a vehicle accident during a routine patrol. An MRAP, one of those big armored vehicles, rolled over during a sandstorm. Private First Class Marcus Johnson, a 20-year-old kid from Tennessee, was trapped inside. The studio was dead silent. Olivia's hand was pressed to her mouth. Your husband, despite his own safety, went back for Private Johnson. In the process of pulling him out, Sergeant Wilson injured his leg. Torn ligaments. Stress fracture in his ankle. But Olivia, he saved that young man's life. "That sounds like Liam," Robert Wilson said roughly. Pride evident, despite his emotion. "Never leaves anyone behind." "Where is he?" Olivia asked desperately. "Where's my husband?" Steve smiled through his own tears. "Why don't you ask him yourself?" From behind the Wilson family, a figure in Army combat uniform emerged. Sergeant First Class Liam Wilson, wearing a walking boot on his left foot and using a single cane for support, stepped into view. His uniform was immaculate despite the medical equipment, and his eyes were locked on his wife. "Livy," he said simply. The scream that Olivia let out was pure emotion. 9 months of fear, loneliness, and prayer released in a single sound. She ran to her husband, nearly knocking him over despite his injured leg. "Careful, baby." Liam laughed through his tears, dropping the cane to hold his wife properly. "I'm a little banged up." "I don't care. I don't care." Olivia was touching his face, his shoulders, his chest, as if confirming he was real. "You're here. How are you here?" "Medical evacuation," Liam explained, holding her face in his hands. "They flew me to Landstuhl in Germany, then to Walter Reed. I've been at Fort Stewart for the past week doing physical therapy. I wanted to surprise you." The entire Wilson family had surrounded them now. Beth was crying, Robert was trying to maintain military composure and failing. Carol was holding both her son and daughter-in-law. "Your leg." Olivia pulled back to look at the walking boot. "How bad is it?" 3 months recovery. Maybe 4, Liam said. "But here's the best part. They're assigning me as senior tactical instructor at Fort Stewart. It's 45 minutes from home, Liv. I'll be home every night." "Every night?" Olivia repeated in disbelief. "No more deployments?" "I've got 4 years until retirement. They want me training the next generation of soldiers right here in Georgia." Liam's voice broke. "I'm done missing birthdays and anniversaries. I'm done being a voice on the phone." Steve stepped forward respectfully. "Sergeant Wilson, thank you for your service. And thank you for saving Private Johnson." Liam straightened slightly, the soldier in him responding despite the emotion. "He's a good kid, Mr. Harvey. Reminded me of myself at that age. His parents deserve to have him come home." "And your kids deserve to have you home," Steve said. Speaking of which, a production assistant appeared at the stage entrance, holding a tablet for video call. On the screen, 2 children's faces appeared. 11-year-old Tyler trying to look composed and 8-year-old Emma bouncing with excitement. "Dad!" Both children screamed simultaneously. "Hey, my babies," Liam said, his voice breaking completely. "I'm coming home." "For real?" Tyler asked. And Steve could hear the weight that question carried. The fear of disappointment this child had learned too young. "For real, buddy. I'm hurt a little bit, but I'm okay. And I'm going to be home tonight." "Tonight?" Emma squealed. "Daddy, you can help with my times tables. Mommy's not good at the 7s. Everyone laughed through their tears. Olivia pretended to be offended. "I'm perfectly good at 7s, thank you very much." "And Tyler," Liam continued, "I heard you've been taking care of Mom and Emma. I'm so proud of you, son. But it's my turn now, okay? You can just be a kid again." Tyler's composed facade crumbled. "Okay, Dad. Okay." Steve let them finish their video call with promises to be home within hours, then addressed the audience. "Ladies and gentlemen, what you're witnessing is the reality of military service. 9 months of separation, constant worry, and then moments like this." He turned to Liam. "Tell us about the rescue. What happened? Liam shifted uncomfortably, clearly not one to seek praise. Sandstorm hit during a routine patrol. Visibility went to 0. The MRAP, that's our armored vehicle, hit a deep rut and rolled. I was in the vehicle behind. Private Johnson was trapped, leg pinned. The vehicle was taking on sand, fast. So you went back, Steve prompted. Anyone would have, Liam deflected. We don't leave people behind. That's not heroism, Mr. Harvey. That's just what we do. Your ankle was broken in 3 places. The military doctor who had been waiting stepped forward. Torn ligaments, stress fracture. You pulled a 200-pound man out of an overturned vehicle with those injuries. Adrenaline is a hell of a drug, Liam said with a slight smile. Didn't even feel it until after Johnson was clear. Olivia was shaking her head, caught between pride and residual fear. They told us there was a communications blackout. That's why you couldn't call. I'm sorry, baby, Liam said. I was in surgery, then transport. By the time I could call, I was already stateside and decided, well, Freeman here. He nodded to Steve's producer. He had a better idea. Freeman stepped forward. When we heard Sergeant Wilson was at Fort Stewart, just a few hours from Atlanta, and his family was already scheduled for the show, it seemed like fate. 18 days, Olivia said. 18 days of not knowing. Never again, Liam promised. Fort Stewart is home base now. The only time I'll be gone overnight is for occasional training exercises. I'll be teaching combatives and tactical operations to new soldiers. Using this, he tapped his head. Instead of this, he gestured to his injured leg. Beth spoke up. So, you'll be at Sunday dinners? Birthday parties? Just normal life? Normal life, Liam confirmed. After 16 years and 4 deployments, I get to have normal life. Robert Wilson, who had maintained his composure until now, suddenly pulled his son into a fierce embrace. Welcome home, soldier. Your mother and I, we've prayed for this every single day. I know, Dad, Liam said into his father's shoulder. I know. Steve gave them a moment, then made an announcement. You know what? We're going to do something special here. The Wilson family has scored 182 points in fast money. They need 18 more for $20,000. Sergeant Wilson, how about you help them get those last points? Mr. Harvey, I haven't heard the questions, Liam protested. Doesn't matter, Steve said firmly. This isn't about the game anymore. This is about family. So here's what we're going to do. 1 question, 1 answer from you. Whatever points it gets, the Harvey Foundation will make up the difference, and then some. The audience erupted in applause. Liam looked overwhelmed. Sir, that's not necessary. Sergeant, Steve interrupted. You've served this country for 16 years. You saved a young man's life 3 weeks ago. Let us serve you for once. Please. Liam nodded, too emotional to speak. All right, Steve said. Here's your question. Name something a soldier dreams about while deployed. Liam didn't hesitate. Home-cooked meals. With family. Steve turned to the board. Home-cooked meals with family. The board revealed the number 1 answer worth 43 points. The Wilson family had won, but more than that, they were whole again. As the celebration continued, Steve asked Private Johnson's status. Full recovery expected, Liam reported with evident relief. He's at Fort Benning with his family. Wants to continue serving once he's healed. Kid's got heart. Like his sergeant, Steve observed. Now, let's talk about this homecoming. Olivia, what's the plan? Olivia hadn't let go of Liam's hand since he'd appeared. First, we're going to surprise the kids at school. Can you imagine? Emma's been telling everyone her daddy's a hero in Afghanistan. Now, she can show them he's a hero. Right here, in Georgia. And Tyler? Tyler needs to see his dad is okay, Olivia said softly. He's been so worried. Every news report, every mention of Afghanistan, I could see him tense up. He needs to see Dad's injury isn't that bad, that he's really staying. Liam squeezed her hand. It's just an ankle, buddy. he said, knowing Tyler was still watching on the tablet. "I'll be running around with you before baseball season starts." "You promise?" Tyler's voice came through the speaker. "I promise. Might even help coach your team if they'll have a gimpy old soldier." "You're not old, Dad," Emma protested. "You're just experienced." Everyone laughed. Carol Wilson wiped her eyes. 16 years of missed moments, but no more. My boy is finally home for good. "Tell me about the instructor position," Steve prompted. "What will you be teaching?" Liam's posture straightened with pride. "Combat lifesaver skills, tactical movements, small unit operations."
"Basically, I'll be teaching young soldiers how to stay alive and keep their battle buddies alive. Every soldier I train properly is one more who comes home to their family."
"Full circle," Steve observed. "Yes, sir. From doing the job to teaching others how to do it safely. It's an honor, really. And the hours, Monday through Friday, 7 to 4, most days. I'll be home for dinner every night." "Every night," Olivia repeated, still in disbelief. "Do you know how long it's been since we had dinner as a family every night?" "Too long," Liam admitted. "But that changes now. Tyler's going to get sick of me checking his homework. Emma's going to beg me to stop helping with math." "Never!" Mike Patterson stepped forward. "Liam, man, I've been trying to fill in, but thank God you're home. Your family needs you. Liv's been incredible, but she needs her partner back." "You've been amazing, Mike," Liam said gratefully. "Taking care of my family while I was gone. I owe you more than I can say." "Family takes care of family," Mike said simply. "That's what we do." Steve turned to the audience. "This is what military families do, folks. They step up. They support each other. They endure separations that would break most of us, and they do it with grace and strength." He looked back at the Wilson family. "Sergeant Wilson, is there anything you want people to know about military service? About families like yours?" Liam considered the question carefully. "That, behind every soldier, is a family serving too. Olivia didn't wear the uniform, but she served every single day I was gone. Being the one who stays home isn't easier than being the one who deploys. It's just different, hard." "Different, hard," Olivia agreed, explaining to Emma why Daddy missed her school play, helping Tyler understand why his friends' dads were at the father-son camping trip, but his wasn't. "Fixing things around the house I don't know how to fix. Making decisions alone that we should make together. But you did it," Liam said, looking at his wife with pure admiration. "You kept our family not just running, but thriving. Tyler's grades stayed up. Emma learned to read above grade level. You did that." "We did that," Olivia corrected. "Even from 8,000 miles away. You were part of every decision, every video call where you helped with homework, every voice message telling them you loved them. You were there differently, but you were there." Steve was visibly moved. "What's the first thing you're going to do when you get home?" Liam smiled. "Honestly, sit on my couch with my family and watch a movie, eat popcorn, fall asleep to something other than generator noise. Just be normal." "And tomorrow?" "Tomorrow I'm walking Emma to school and picking Tyler up from practice. Regular dad stuff that feels like a miracle after where I've been." Beth interjected, "Don't forget Sunday dinner. Mom's already planning a feast." Carol nodded emphatically. "Pot roast, mashed potatoes, green beans, all your favorites, and a cake. A welcome home/hero cake." "I'm not a hero," Liam protested again.
"Yes, you are,"
a new voice said from the stage entrance. Everyone turned to see a young man in civilian clothes walking carefully with a slight limp. It was Private First Class Marcus Johnson, the soldier Liam had saved. The audience gasped. Steve's eyes widened. Even he hadn't known about this addition to the surprise. "Private Johnson?" Liam said in shock. "What are you doing here, son?" "Same thing you are, Sergeant," Johnson said, his voice thick with emotion. "Surprising my hero on national television. When I heard you were going to be here, I had to come. Had to thank you in person, in front of everyone." He turned to address the audience and cameras. This man saved my life. Vehicle was upside down, filling with sand. I couldn't move. Sergeant Wilson had a clear path to safety, but he came back, broke his ankle pulling me out, and still dragged me 50 yards to the medic vehicle. Anyone would have. Liam started. No, Johnson interrupted firmly. Not anyone. You. You saved my life, Sergeant. My parents get to see me graduate college because of you. I get to marry my girlfriend because of you. Maybe have kids someday who'll know this story. All because you came back for a scared private. Johnson's parents had joined him on stage now, and his mother went straight to Liam. Thank you, she said simply, tears streaming. Thank you for giving me back my son. Liam was overwhelmed, accepting the embrace from Johnson's mother while trying to maintain his composure. I just did my job, ma'am. No, Johnson's father said firmly. You did what was right. There's a difference. Steve let this moment breathe, understanding its significance. Then he made another executive decision. You know what? The Harvey Foundation is also going to contribute to Private Johnson's college fund, because heroes saving heroes deserve our support. Both families protested, but Steve held up his hand. This is what America's about, taking care of those who take care of us. Both of you, all of you, represent the best of us. The taping had gone far beyond a game show. It had become a celebration of service, sacrifice, and homecoming. As Steve prepared to wrap up, he had one more question. Sergeant Wilson, you've been through 4 deployments, 16 years of service. What made this one different? Liam thought carefully. The kids being older. Knowing Tyler was trying to be the man of the house. Hearing Emma ask Olivia why other daddies were home but hers wasn't. Technology makes it easier to stay connected, but it also makes it harder. Seeing their faces on video calls, seeing what you're missing, it's a blessing and a curse. And now I get to be present. Not just physically home, but mentally home. No more looking over my shoulder. No more sleeping with one ear open for incoming fire. I can just be a husband, father, son. It's going to take some adjustment, but it's the best kind of adjustment. Any advice for other military families going through deployment? Olivia answered this one. Take it one day at a time. Find your support system. Don't be afraid to ask for help. And remember that it's okay to not be okay sometimes. The strong military spouse thing? Sometimes strong means crying in your car after drop-off because you miss your partner. That's okay too, Liam added. And for the service members, your families need to hear from you, even when you can't say much. A 2-minute call, a text, an email. It matters more than you know. As the formal taping concluded, both families mingled on stage. The Johnsons and Wilsons exchanged contact information, bonded forever by a moment of heroism in an Afghan sandstorm. The Davis family, who had been competing against the Wilsons, congratulated them warmly, understanding this was bigger than any game. Steve pulled Liam aside for a moment. Sergeant, I've done a lot of these military surprises. Each one is special. But this one, saving that young man, the sacrifice, your family's strength. This is why we do these shows. Thank you, Mr. Harvey, Liam said sincerely. You gave me the chance to surprise my family in a way they'll never forget. And showing America what families like mine go through. That matters. What matters is your home, Steve said. That ankle will heal. Your family will adjust. And you'll get to be the father and husband you've wanted to be for 16 years. As the Wilson family prepared to leave the studio, Steve had one final surprise. By the way, about that 15th anniversary in March, the Harvey Foundation would like to send you somewhere special. Wherever Olivia wants to go. Consider it a delayed honeymoon. Olivia was speechless. Liam shook his head in amazement. Mr. Harvey, you've already done so much. Let us do this, Steve insisted. 15 years of marriage, multiple deployments survived, 2 kids raised with grace under pressure, that deserves celebration. 3 months later, Steve received a video message from the Wilson family. Liam was out of the walking boot, moving with only a slight limp. He was in civilian clothes, grilling in their backyard while Tyler and Emma played catch. Olivia was setting a table for what appeared to be a large family gathering. "Mr. Harvey," Olivia said to the camera, "we wanted to update you. Liam's recovery is ahead of schedule. He's loving his instructor position. Comes home energized every day from working with young soldiers. Tyler made the baseball team. And guess who's assistant coach?" The camera panned to Liam, who waved with a spatula. "Best job I ever had," he called out. "Teaching soldiers all day, coaching baseball in the evening. Living the dream." Emma ran up to the camera. "And Daddy helps with math every night. I got 100 on my times tables test. Even the sevens." Tyler appeared next, taller than 3 months ago, more relaxed. "Dad's home every night. It's weird, but good weird. Like, I forgot what it was like to have him just here, helping with homework, making bad jokes, being normal dad." "Hey," Liam protested good-naturedly. "My jokes are excellent." The family laughed, and then Liam took the camera. "Mr. Harvey, what you did for us, not just the surprise, but showing America what military families go through. It started something. We've been contacted by dozens of families going through deployment. Olivia started a support group. I'm mentoring soldiers preparing for their first deployment, helping them understand what their families will experience." Olivia joined him in frame. "That anniversary trip you gave us, we went to Hawaii. First time since our honeymoon that we had time just for us. No deployments looming, no goodbyes coming, just us." And Steve could hear something in their voices. Olivia and Liam exchanged glances. "And we're expecting baby number 3 in October. Turns out, when you're not stressed about deployments, other things happen." They laughed, clearly overjoyed. "This baby will never know deployment. Will never say goodbye to Daddy for months at a time. That's the gift you helped give us, Mr. Harvey. Normal life." The video ended with the whole Wilson family, including Robert and Carol, Beth, Mike, and several neighbors, gathered around the picnic table. A normal Saturday barbecue that represented everything Liam had fought for, everything Olivia had waited for, everything their children had deserved. 6 months after that update, the Wilson family was invited back for a special military family reunion episode. Liam walked onto stage with no trace of his injury, Olivia glowing with late pregnancy, Tyler and Emma confident and happy. "How's instructor duty treating you?" Steve asked. "Best assignment of my career," Liam said without hesitation. "I've trained over 200 soldiers in combat lifesaver techniques. Every one of them knows the Marcus Johnson story. They understand that bringing everyone home isn't just a motto, it's a sacred duty." "And Private Johnson?" "Thriving. He's at Auburn University, ROTC program. Wants to be an officer. We talk every few weeks. That sandstorm in Afghanistan created a lifelong bond." Emma, now more confident in front of cameras, raised her hand. "Mr. Steve, can I say something?" "Of course, sweetheart. My daddy's a hero, but he's also just my daddy. He makes the best pancakes and tells the worst jokes and helps with homework every single night. That's the best kind of hero." Tyler added, "He coached my baseball team to the championship. Turns out all that military strategy stuff works for Little League too." The audience laughed. Olivia rubbed her belly. "And this little one will never know what deployment feels like. That's the gift of this assignment. Breaking the cycle." "When are you due?" Steve asked. 2 weeks. It's a boy. We're naming him Marcus, after Private Johnson. Seemed fitting. Liam saved Marcus's life, and that action brought Liam home to create new life." "Full circle," Steve observed, echoing his words from their first meeting. "Everything's connected," Liam agreed. "That decision in the sandstorm, pulling Johnson out, it led to this assignment, to being home, to expanding our family. Sometimes the worst moments lead to the best outcomes. As the reunion show wrapped, Steve reflected on the journey. You know, when you first walked out here in that walking boot, Sergeant Wilson, you changed how we think about military surprises. It's not just about the reunion. It's about what comes after. The adjustment, the healing, the building of normal life. Normal life is the real victory, Liam confirmed. Anyone can be a hero for a moment. The real challenge is being a present father and husband every single day. That's what I'm working on now.
And succeeding, Olivia added firmly. Every soccer game, every school play, every family dinner, he's there. That's worth more than any medal.
The Wilson family's appearance on Family Feud had started with a woman touching a photo in her pocket, praying for her soldier's safety 8,000 miles away. It had transformed into a story of heroism, sacrifice, and ultimately, presence. 2 weeks after the reunion show, Marcus Tyler Wilson was born, healthy, loud, and immediately adored by his siblings. The first photo Liam sent to Steve Harvey showed the entire family in the hospital room. Liam in civilian clothes, holding his newborn son. Olivia tired, but radiant. Tyler and Emma wearing Big Brother and Big Sister t-shirts, and 4 grandparents beaming with joy. The accompanying message was simple. Mr. Harvey, baby Marcus is here, born into a complete family with a father who will never miss a moment. Thank you for helping us show America that coming home is just the beginning. The real victory is staying home. The Wilson family. A year later, at Fort Stewart's annual Military Appreciation Day, Sergeant First Class Liam Wilson was honored as Instructor of the Year. In his speech, he talked about the sandstorm in Afghanistan, the decision to go back for Private Johnson, and how that moment led him home. Every soldier I train knows this story, he said to the gathered crowd. Not because I'm proud of it, but because they need to understand we take care of each other. We bring everyone home. And sometimes, saving someone else is what saves you too. In the audience, Olivia held baby Marcus, while Tyler and Emma sat on either side of their grandparents. They weren't a military family waiting for deployment anymore. They were simply a family, present, whole, and home. The green suit Steve Harvey wore that day in January had indeed been lucky. But the real luck belonged to a soldier who chose courage in a sandstorm, a wife who held her family together across impossible distance, and children who got their father back not just for a moment, but for all the moments that mattered. Private First Class Marcus Johnson, watching from Auburn University, sent a message that day. Because of you, Sergeant, I'm here. Because of you, I get to serve. Because of you, I understand what leave no one behind really means. See you at graduation. PFC Johnson. The cycle continued. Service, sacrifice, heroism, and home. All of it traced back to a moment on Family Feud when a soldier in a walking boot limped onto stage and showed America that heroes don't just save lives in combat. Sometimes they save them by coming home, staying home, and being present for every ordinary, extraordinary moment that follows.